6 years to the same woman. It's 5 of the happiest years of my life. And my wife hates that joke. I tell it in church even. And she hates that joke. And she says, you know, you've been saying 5 years for a long time. That number should be getting higher. And I just look at her and say, you know what? You're right. It should. But you know, you get married and you're standing at the front of the church and this woman comes down and you're looking at her and she's this vision of loveliness. And you watch her come forward and you think, I am so lucky. And you have no idea that 6 months later, she's going to want to crush your skull with a hammer. We read that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Those planets are not far enough apart. It should be like men are from Zaxxon 5 and women are from wherever the devil is. No, that's not nice. That's not nice. But you know what? I'm glad to be married because I wouldn't want to date anymore. I would hate to date now. I was never really good at dating. You know, I know you look at me and say, hey, hard to believe that he was not, you know, a hit with the ladies. But I chased this one girl. I wanted her to go out with me. Finally, she decides to go out with me. And I take her out to dinner. And I know it's going to be the date from hell as soon as we get to the restaurant. Because she ordered a taco. Not a taco plate. A taco. And then proceeded to eat the taco with a knife and fork. What kind of booger-eating moron eats a taco with a knife and a fork? So I would have taken her home right then, but I decided, you know what? No, I want to go see this movie. So I went ahead, took her to the movie, took her home, walking her forward to the house. And I think, you know, I'm a gentleman. I walked her to the door. I get to the door and I'm thinking, you know what? I bought her a taco. Let's see what happens. So I reach over to give her a kiss and she holds her hand up. She says, no. I don't kiss on the first date. I said, really? How about your last date? Some of you will get that later. He's so cold. So I'm glad I found my wife. I'm glad I found somebody who wasn't smart enough not to marry me. So we've been married 36 years and then we had kids. Kids are a nightmare. They really are. Now I got 2 kids. I've got Isaac and Christopher. We call Christopher Critter. And he's here tonight. So if you want to know if any of this is true, it's all true. My wife, she tried to civilize us, you know, because we're guys. Guys are barbarians. We burp and we fart and we do all kinds of stuff. My wife would tell my kids, no. You need to be better humans. And so she had this system. She would say, ooh. See, we did something she didn't like, ooh. But then, if we did something that was really gross, we had the deluxe version. Ew! Evidently the what is what really got us in trouble. So, she's trying to tell the boys, look, don't burp and fart in public. If you have to fart, go to the bathroom and do it in the bathroom. And my kids did exactly what they were told to do. They would run off the couch, stick their behind through the door of the bathroom, pass gas, and then my wife would say, ew, and they would say, what? I went in the bathroom, and I was no help, because I would say, well, you know, basically they did. They went to the bathroom. So my wife was like a single parent. She had to raise 3 boys all by herself. My 2 sons and me. Because I was absolutely no help. She had all kinds of rules for us, and we just kind of went along with it. One night we're watching TV, and Critter comes running in the house, in the front room, and he tells Isaac, I just did a big old honking poop. And Lynette, ew. And Isaac asked the question that I really needed the answer to. Did you already flush it? No, come look. So there go all 3 of Lynette's boys into the bathroom to look at the big old honking poop. And I got to tell you, it was a big old honking poop. Because when he was a kid, Critter could unleash a massive amount of food. It was amazing. And he wasn't real picky about where he did it either. My wife came out of the front room of the house, and there he is, the front door of the house, there he is in the yard, taking a dump in the front yard. She said, ew. And he said, what? The dogs do it here. And I had to tell her, he's got a point. That's where the dogs do it. When he was in first grade, I told him, Critter, go pick up the poop out of the dog poop out of the backyard. Now, for most people, this isn't like a real adventurous act. It doesn't cause any controversy, but most people aren't Critter. Critter goes in, I go back in the house, Critter comes out about 15 minutes later. I said, did you pick up the poop? Yep, poop's gone. Next thing I know, there's a knock at my front door. And it's my next door neighbor. You ever see a guy that you look at him and you're not quite sure if he's a little person or if he's just really short? This guy was like in that middle time, and he's hopping mad. He's literally hopping mad because there was a big bar in the middle of our screen door, and his face was right below the bar. So he's hopping up and down so I can see him. And he says, there is crap all over my walls. And I said, okay, well, I got a couple of kids. I'll rent you if you need somebody to clean them up for you. And he screams, no, it's your kid that did it. Then I hear Lynette in the backyard. Ew! I go out there, I ask Critter, what did you do? Because here on the wall, the wall of the guy's house is a cornucopia of dog crap. It's literally a fecal fireworks display. What did you do? He walks real calmly over to my golf bag and he takes out my pitching wedge. Because evidently, when you're going to pitch dog poop into the neighbor's backyard, you want to use a lofted club. So you get a nice high arc out of it. And I was supposed to be mad at him, but all I could think of was, yeah, it's nice grouping. That's a pretty good shot. It's a nice grouping. Eventually, Lynette just gave up on us. She didn't even try anymore. Now we've got grandkids. So she tries with the grandkids, but it's not working. My grandson sat in her lap the other day and farted in her lap. Ew! All he did was laugh and do it again. So I got to tell you, Lynette, quit trying. It's in the Gotsy genes. You're never going to get it out of us. Because here's the thing. I was raised by a human weeble. Remember weebles? Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down? That's my mom. Little 5 foot 2.5 inch cylinder of a woman. Just mean as all get out. She raised 3 boys all by herself in South Central LA. She was always trying to get us to get along with each other. I don't want to get along with these morons. You raised them, you know they're idiots, Mom. So she got us a dartboard. Here's a little hint from your Uncle Jared. Don't give children darts. Because all they're going to do is huck them at each other. We threw them at each other more than we threw them at the dartboard. A little constellation of holes all around where the dartboard was. So I'm beating my brother Greg one time, and I said, all right, Greg, I'm going to go get my darts. Don't throw them. As I'm walking to the dartboard, I feel this thunk right in the back of my head, and I know exactly what he's done. That little sucker is throwing a dart at me. And he did exactly what he should do. He ran for his life. He ran and he stood behind my mom. My mom's got her arms out like this. And she's standing there. And she said, what did he do? And I literally pulled the dart out of my head. He threw a dart and hit me in the head. She said, he didn't mean to. Well, of course he meant to, Mom. He's an idiot. You've known him his whole life. He's a moron. So I figured the only way I was going to get justice is to take it onto myself. So I punched him in his fat belly right through my mom's arms. I got spanked. How does the loving God fit into that? Why am I going to get spanked? I'm the one who had the dart in his head. I got in a fight in the front yard of our house. I decided to pick a fight. And this kid was in high school. It was South Central LA, man. This kid was in high school. I'm in 6th grade, and I think, you know what? I get a couple of shots in on this guy. I'll do it in the front yard of the house. My mom is home, and she'll come out and stop the fight, and I'll look like a hero. And I'll say, hey, you know, I could have killed the guy, but my mom stopped the fight. You know, that's the way it goes. So I'm talking all kinds of trash about this guy. Finally, I say something about his mama, and the fight is on. And I'm got one little weak sister punch in, you know, one of those like, nothing. And this guy starts beating the tar out of me. In fact, I think what he was doing was offering me free medical work. I think he was under the impression that my internal organs were not arrayed correctly, and if he hit me hard enough, they would all go where they're supposed to be. So this guy's beating the tar out of me, and I look over to the house to see where my mom is. She's watching me through the screen door. She's watching me get my behind kicked. Finally, the kid gets me on the ground. He's getting ready to bang my head against the ground. And my mom comes out, quite a few minutes late, if you ask me. She comes out, she stops it, and then she takes me in the house, and she's gonna spank me. What? You're gonna spank me? You just watched me get my behind kicked. You're gonna spank me? She goes, yeah, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. You know the lesson I learned? The lesson I learned is that my brother's not the only psychotic in the house, and that you can't trust human weavers. God bless you guys. Have a good night.